Okay, so tonight's lesson is chapter 8.2, where we're just finding the greatest common factor. This is just part 1. I split it into 2 parts for you. So the first example wants us to distribute a monomial across a trinomial. So what you're going to do is distribute just like you would if it were just a number. And I'm just going to rewrite that down here. So if I distribute that, I'm going to get negative 9. When you multiply powers with the same base, you add exponents. So that's going to be to the 7th. Positive, because it's a negative times a negative, so positive. 2. Same thing, we're multiplying powers of the same base, so we add exponents. That'll be x to the 6th. And then negative times a positive is negative 7x to the 3rd. And then you just choose the correct answer. So which one is that? Let's go with D. You got to remember your exponent rules now. Alright, got it. Number 1, I want you to distribute all the way across the parentheses. Multiply coefficients, add exponents. Pause the video, catch up with me on the next slide. Alright, example 2, we're going to find the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor means what is the biggest prime number that will divide into all of the coefficients in here. Okay, so the greatest number that will divide into all of the coefficients. So here we've got 5, 25, and 45. Now you can take this really slowly and just figure out the factors of each one of them. 1, 5, and 25. And then 45 is going to be 1, 5, 9, and 45. Now what's the biggest number that's in all 3 of those? It's 5. So the greatest common factor here is going to be 5. I'm going to just write that over here. GCF is 5. But you're not finished. If you have a variable on the terms, you have to also look at the variable factor. So for the variable, what you're going to do is find the variable that is with every term. So in that case, it's going to be an x. If there is a variable with every term, and in this case there is, so it's going to be x, and it's always the lowest exponent. So x to the 1st. So your GCF for this one is 5x. Okay, I'm just going to throw another example in here. Let's call this example, 2b. Let's call it 2b. We're going to find the GCF here. So I've got 2, 14, and 20. What's the biggest number that will go into all of them? That's right, it's 2. Now let's look at our variables. I've got y, y, and y. So since y is in every term, y is going to be part of my GCF. And then my exponents are 4, 3, and 2. So the lowest one of those is 2. So it's going to be 2y squared. And that's the GCF of that polynomial. The highest number, the biggest number that will go into all 3, the lowest variable with the exponent. The variable with the lowest exponent that is in all 3. Alright, got it. Number 2, I want you to find the GCF. Look at the coefficients, find the highest factor of each coefficient. Look at the variable with the exponent, find the lowest exponent. Okay, pause it, get it up with me on the next slide. Okay, short lesson. If you have any questions, email me, Remind101, text me. You can contact me on Facebook. You can comment on one of my posts on Twitter or Instagram. And please don't forget to participate in the discussion for bonus points.